Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Taking a look here at Starlink, I got a request here from one of our community members. I believe it was RJ ETH. Yep, correct, RJ ETH. Want to take a look at STARL. So this coin is interesting to me. Kind of reminiscent of a lot of coins back last year, the year before, when cryptocurrency was a really big deal. Nowadays, kind of seems like the interest is dissipating, but I can tell that there's going to be some interest in this coin here. Mainly because it's up, how much, what's the percent here? 1750 from bottom to top in the last, ever since the beginning of the month, maybe about 2.5 weeks, okay? Obviously, a majority of that has come in the last couple of days, 163% in 2 days. So some pretty significant gains here for a lot of folks, so congrats on that. We're going to talk about if it's worth considering selling or if you want to consider getting in, and what might be a better option for you. If you are new to the channel, though, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I do love teach people to trade. I really hope you can learn something here today. If you do want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is the site, link down below, or you can learn how to kind of become a better trader. I have a Telegram group, Discord group. We all kind of learn and grow together. Have some fantastic profits. In fact, for our premium group here, we just took profits last night while I was sleeping, by the way, or this morning rather, from BSV. We hit 2 targets there, essentially about 46% in about a day and a half. So it's a cool little trade there, and same with Algorand as well, 27%. That's a long for Algorand, and this is a short for BSV. Okay, so again, those are just 5x leverage trades. Signals are available as an automated system through Cornix, which we provide in our community there, of course. Link down below if you're curious. Just go ahead and check that out. I get a lot of questions recently, so just heads up. We are restricting the amount of members. We're going to cap it out essentially just to make sure that everyone's getting some one-on-one attention. So if you're considering jumping on in there, sooner the better, of course, but I totally understand. Everyone, different strokes for different folks. It may not be a good fit for you, and that's perfectly fine. What I want to talk about, though, here is with Starlink. Simply put, I mean, it's truly bullish. There's no other way around it, but we did have this massive squeeze here where the price action wicked up 3 days in a row and then just took off. Okay, so this happens a lot when you have a key level resistance. It's at 0.618 Fibonacci that, I think the number roughly is about 49,000. That's a good round number. So 49K was a strong resistance level we saw 3 days in a row, and it took off. Okay, and what that basically means for us here is that that should work as a support if the price does pull back. Now, I like to emphasize the word if, because truth is it may not, but if you take a look at this, 99 on the RSI, almost a full 100, which is pretty much unprecedented. So this shouldn't be happening, but it is, right? And when situations like this occur, the important thing is to remain patient. Quick little, I guess, update here. I get the question a lot, what exchange is this on? This is available on OKX, Mexi, Gate.io, and CoinX. There's obviously some other blockchains as well you can go ahead and trade this on, but simply put, those are the main exchanges, those 4 main exchanges there. Now, taking a quick look here, of course, at the 4-hour, let's go ahead and double check this here because we want to see if there's any liquidity. There was a previous liquidity sweep. That's where the price action took off from there. A lot of folks I heard shorted this point right here and got destroyed. So some folks are underwater and obviously in the red. But mainly, you probably want to consider just spot exchange for something like this. Using leverage is pretty risky for a coin like this. But if you're going to insist on leverage, low position size. It's pretty much the bottom line. Okay, so let's take a look at the moving averages here. All 3 are ascending positively here, so we're truly bullish as well. RSI on the 4-hour is 87. Well, what does that tell us? If we got 99 on the daily and 87 on the 4-hour, we're likely due for a correction soon. Now, is that correction going to happen right now or later? It's hard to say. A lot of times things come in threes. So just kind of preface here, if we take a look at the daily, we see 2 massive green candles. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a 3rd green candle tomorrow, followed by a 4th red day. So again, 3 black crows or 3 white soldiers, basically those are 2 candlestick patterns that usually are followed by a 4th green or red day depending on the direction. So my speculation, we will see a correction in the relative near future, but right now, still a ton of volume. And let's go ahead and take a look at that. I'm actually assuming a ton of volume, but it's pretty obvious there's been a massive inflow of volume here in this coin. There's likely a fundamental catalyst that's causing this. You got to recognize that even though I don't focus specifically on fundamental catalysts, when I take a trade with a coin like this, I need to understand what's going on. This is probably a buy the rumor, sell the news situation. There might be a rumor that something's going to happen soon, and if so, the price will drop once that actually occurs. Okay, so if you do know something that's going to happen the next couple days, I would get ready to consider selling and taking some profit. Once again, though, we take a look at the monthly here. We can see that this coin has done very well for itself in its past, but its ICO was in October of 21. Okay, you got to keep in mind that crypto was doing very well back then. Right now, it's kind of on the struggle bus. but look at how much volume we're seeing here in this candle versus any other previous time frame. So there is much more potential for this price action to stay where it's at because of that. Take a quick look at the weekly, by the way. We want to just address somewhat of a support level. We can kind of see this here. There's a line with the price action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th attempt to break below, it did. So the truth is here, on the weekly, there's a key level that we want to pay attention to, and that's going to put us right at this next level here, right there at about 137,000. So if the price does wake up again, we can expect a rejection off that level initially because it was a previous support. So something to pay attention to there. Is it going to happen? Maybe not 100% guarantee, but I have a feeling this coin is going to do one more push before it comes back down. But once again, the best thing to do in these situations is to kind of just relax, take a breath, try not to get too excited. If we take a look at TD sequential, let's quickly note here, we hit a 9 here previously at about 71,000. Once again, the same scenario as before. We had 2 or 3 candle wicks up, aggressive pushes with high volume, and the price broke through that resistance. So the bears are really just kind of hanging out right now, waiting for the bulls to stop buying. And that happens a lot in situations like this. So try not to be a late long, I guess you could say. It does feel late to try to get in personally, but it also feels a little early to be a short too. So again, if you're going to do any of this sort, low leverage, low position size, so you can ride out if it does wake up, and if you do get stopped out, at least you don't take a massive loss. Okay. Again, just some friendly advice from somebody who's been there before. Okay, so taking a look here at TD sequential on the hourly, we want to kind of note here that we hit. Let's see how we're looking. So previously, we've hit a 9 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So this coin is all about the overextension. And every time it hits a 9, it's pulled back once, went sideways once, sideways and up, sideways and up. So statistically speaking, we're at an 8 right now. It should continue higher from here based on the way that it's been behaving. But you got to recognize too, this is going to be the 3rd 9 in a row without a massive correction. And typically when you see 3 9s in a row, once again, things happen in 3s, you're at that massive, that overextended state. Okay. So the truth is here, this coin, it's looking more likely than to have a pullback, just based on the fact that we are overextended on all 4 time frames. And if the price does end up waking up here, just say for example you take a trade right now, and it comes up to this level, that's a 20% loss. So if you're using anything over 5x leverage, you're going to get liquidated. Okay. So just note that the price action, while it could continue higher, it shouldn't. But the likelihood of it continuing higher is great based on the way that things are working right now. Again, things in this nature are very, very crazy. So the best thing I can advise in situations like this is just to wait on the sidelines until you find a good entry. In truth, right now, this is looking close to a good entry because we are overextended for the 3rd time in the last 72 hours. That does tie into 3 white soldiers where you see 3 strong green days followed by a 4th red day. Okay? Now that 4th red day may not come super hard. Okay? You got to recognize that if we do have a correction, it may only come down as low as this here, which is the most recent high, as you can see on Fibonacci right there at about 75,000. So I would expect the price, if it were to pull back and reject here soon, it'll bounce off that level and continue higher. So whether you want to short into that level, get 20-30% gain, or consider buying along at that point, it's up to you. But both scenarios seem likely to occur. Okay? And if we take a quick look at Elliott Wave, you can also see here to confirm that once again, most recent high, 0.382, is a common bouncing point. 0.5, 0.618 are also common. Look at how strong 0.618 was before it broke out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attempts before it broke that level. Consolidated here, bull pennant pattern, price broke out. Are we going to confirm a second pattern? Once again, the likelihood is pretty low because you see this here. We've got a couple of patterns here already that played out. A 3rd one is extremely unlikely, especially with us being at almost 100 RSI on the daily. Okay? So I think a correction is due. It may not be a massive correction, but a pullback would make sense for this coin right now. All right. Those are my 2 cents. I hope this made sense. I clarified that correctly. Be cautious and careful. That's all I ask. If I end up taking a trade with this, I'll average my price up and make sure that I ensure that I take a low position size and low leverage to just be able to ride the wave if it continues much further. Okay? Please, please, please be careful. All right, those are my 2 cents. I hope this made sense, and obviously it helped you, of course. If you could help us, jump on over to our Twitter, Telegram, and/or Discord, and just help us grow the community. We've got an awesome group over here, and super happy to be able to work with some of these awesome traders. So thanks again so much. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.